Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about 2.8 once again, day 2. 2.8, day 2. It won't take very long. I think there are a few problems that you're going to want to write down, but other than that, it's going to be relatively quick, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, here we go. Remember, 2.8 is talking about solving two-step equations, and we were dealing with equations that dealt with 4x plus 5 is equal to 39. Something along those lines to get our answer. Today, we're going to be dealing with something like this, where you have y minus 4 over 3. I want you to pause and write this down, and then I will explain how to do it. Just to write it down, don't give it a shot. Just write it down, and I'll explain. So, again, hopefully you wrote down the word solve as well. Now, when we look at this, y equals a negative 4 all over 3 is equal to 9. When we look at this problem, the one thing we want to do, you got to think that y minus 4, that's kind of in parentheses, because that entire thing is being divided by 3. Remember when we talked about undoing the order of operations. So here we have the order of operations, there's parentheses, and then there's division. Remember when we go backwards in the order of operations, we have to get rid of the division and then get rid of the parentheses. Okay, so how do you get rid of the division first? Well, we take this entire thing and we multiply by 3. By multiplying by 3 and getting rid of that division sign, we are left with, and we multiply by 3 because these two cancel out, right? So we take y minus 4 is equal to 27. And we get rid of that 3's, that's kind of like getting rid of, or making them having a common denominator. Because when you think about it, when you're multiplying by 3 here, you'd multiply that same bottom number by 3. Whoops, that bottom number is actually 1. I apologize. That bottom number is 1. It's like multiplying that bottom number by 3 as well to get a common denominator. Okay? So we get rid of that 3 by multiplying it. And we want to get rid of that 3 first because we are undoing the order of operations. We're going backwards through the order of operations. And what happens first and then second, it would be parentheses, then division. But because we're going backwards, we have to get rid of the division, then get rid of my parentheses. All right? So again, how do we do y minus 4 equals 27? We're going to add 4 to both sides, and our answer is y equals 31. Get rid of that division first, and then get rid of the adding and subtracting. The reason, because this is, you don't really see them because they're not visible and they're not physically there, but there are parentheses in that numerator because you would actually have to get that numerator done before you divide. Okay? So we're going to do a few problems just like this. As long as you have written down the word solve for the first one, you do not have to write for the next couple. Okay? Oh, here we go. We have n plus 5 all over 11 equals 3. Think about what you want to get rid of first, and I want you to try and solve this problem. So do this one on your own. Pause now. Get her done. All right, here we go. How do you get rid of the 11 first? Well, it's being divided by 11, so we need to multiply by 11. Multiply! So when you do this, you get n plus 5 is equal to what? 33. 33. Okay, now how do you get rid of that 5? Inverse operations the entire time. Inverse operations, inverse operations, inverse operations. Subtract by 5 on both sides. You get n is equal to 28. N equals 28. All right. All right. Next. All right. Here's the next one. Pause now. Give this one a shot. All right. How do you get rid of that negative 3? Because that's the first thing we get rid of is that negative 3. Multiply by negative 3. Why do I multiply? Because it's being divided. Inverse operations, they get rid of it. Okay, so you get m plus 6 is equal to a negative 12. Don't ever forget, positive times a negative is a negativo. Negative, negative, negative. Okay, subtract 6 on both sides. M is equal to, what's negative 12 minus 6? I'm going to write that at the very top, minus 6. What do we do when we're subtracting? Add its opposite. Negative 18 is our answer. Negative 18. 18. It's like Spanish. That's Spanish for 18. Well, negativo. Oh, forget about that. Next. Okay, here we go. Try this one. Try this one. Pause. Give her a shot. Making sure that you're showing your work. What's the very first thing we have to do? Get rid of the 10. Yeah, get rid of that 10. So how do you get rid of that 10? Divide by, or multiply by 10. Multiply by 10, absolutely. Good work, guys. Nice job. Multiply by 10 on both sides. Okay, so now we have n minus 31, and that's equal to, what's 22 times 10? 220. 220! Oh my goodness, fantastic. So now what do we do? Add 31. Add 31. Add 31. Why are we adding 31? Because we're subtracting in the problem. We need to do inverse operations. Yes, absolutely, because there's subtraction happening in that problem, and you need to do inverse operations. So when you do this, you take 220 plus 31, which is what? 251, absolutely. It's like somebody was whispering you the answers. Oh, man. It's like somebody's just sitting on your shoulder telling you how to do this problem. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys got it. Great job. High fives all around. High five. 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 Good job. I want you to translate this problem, and I want you to give it a shot. See if you can come up with the answer to this. Pause now. Give her a shot. All right, so when you look at this, it says translate each sentence into an equation, then solve the equation. Don't forget, this is very, very key to writing that down. So it says a number decreased by 7. What does it mean to be decreased? Well, we're taking a number and we're decreasing it by 7. And then once we do that, we take that and we're going to divide it, the answer, by 5. Is equal. Equals 13. That's what our equation should look like. Okay? Now, walk through those steps. Remember, again, decrease means subtraction. A number means a variable. 7 means 7. But then you need to take that answer, because remember, this is like in parentheses. Then divide it by 5, and your answer is 13. How do you go through this problem? Multiply first. Multiply. Our answer is x minus 7 is equal to what? 65. Okay, how do you get rid of that 7? Think about that. How do you get rid of the 7? Add 7. Add 7. X is equal to what? 65 plus 7? 72. Okay, it all starts with this very first problem. That very first problem, it all starts from there. Okay, make sure you know and don't forget how to translate an equation. Translate the sentence. All right? Fantastic. We are almost done. We have one more problem. Here it is. Okay? I want you to try this problem. Try this problem and see how it goes. Pause now. Give this one a shot. This one's tough. Come up with an equation and solve. So when we look at this, this is kind of like anytime you get a cell phone plan, okay? It says a new cell phone plan costs $39 per month plus a one-time startup fee of $78. Holy buckaroonies. I'd like that. Okay, if you are charged a total of $1,014, how many months did the contract last? This equation that you come up with is slightly different than the equations we've been talking about. Still a two-step equation, but a lot more like yesterday. So the question is, if I look at this problem, all right, if I did not pay, let's say I started this phone plan, the next day I don't like it and I cancel it, do I have to pay that per month? Technically, probably, but we went 0 months. If I just started up and then canceled it right away, I had that startup fee of $78. $78 is not going to change. It's a startup fee You only pay for it once, okay? That one-time startup fee. We don't pay it anymore, okay? So that's our startup fee. Then it costs us $39 per month. How many months are we dealing with? I don't know. Do you know how many months we're going to be dealing with? No, not yet. So what we have to do is, how could I write that I write $39 for as many months, but I don't know the months? Okay? I would write that as 39x, with x being the number of months. Okay? And that's going to be our per month price. Okay? And our x, remember, is how many months, because we have no idea how many months it takes. However, we do know the ending cost value is $1,014 ending cost. What we need to do is figure out, how do you come up with an equation? Well, it tells us it is the new cell phone plan costs $39 per month, which is what this is right here, per month, plus, so 39x, plus a one-time startup fee of $78. Our ending balance of this is going to be what? Our ending cost is $1,014. We need to figure out how many months. We do that by this equation. Okay, so the very first thing that you have to do is what? Well, after you set up your equation, you have to take $1,014 and we have to subtract 78. Why do we subtract 78? Well, because when you take inverse operations, that tells you to subtract. Okay, so when you take that $1,014 and you subtract 78, you get 39x is equal to 936. Okay, so now what do we do? Well, we need to take that and we need to figure out our monthly, how many months we're doing it. Divide by 39 on each side. X is equal to 24 in our answer. Okay, 24 months. Why is it months? Because that's our time frame. Okay, because that's what it asks for. How many months does the contract last? You make sure that you're setting up your equation right. This step right here is the most important, that 39x plus 78, because if you do not get that correct equation, you're not going to get the correct answer. Okay? So, that's all I have for you today. Nice work. Make sure, hopefully you wrote down all of the examples, all of the work, and all of the directions. If you did not, you can always rewind and start over. And read it. Okay? Have a wonderful night. I will talk to you later. Bye.